In a life-threatening emergency, and we've seen too many of those in my state and all over this country, first responders need to be able to communicate with one another seamlessly, obtaining and sharing critical information in real time. Everything's at stake in terms of the time frame that they get this information and can share it. Now, we heard about 9/11. It was the 9/11 Commission, Mr. Chairman, that so long ago told us we need to do this. Well, thank goodness, finally, we've got this terrific proposal, which, as our chairman explains, it's a win-win all around, including for the taxpayers. But I want to talk to you about a fire that occurred in my state in 2003. It was called the Cedar Fire in San Diego County. It was the largest fire in California history, and we've had some major fires. That fast-moving Cedar Fire consumed over 270,000 acres of land, crossing city, county, state, and federal boundaries. We had national forests that got caught up in that fire. And we had all these different jurisdictions. You can imagine the city, the county, the state, the federal agencies. And unfortunately, federal and state agencies used radio systems that were incompatible with those used by local fire departments and local law enforcement agencies, so they couldn't talk to one another. Efforts to coordinate the evacuation of residents was very difficult because of the incompatibility of these systems. And I want to tell you something that really struck me. In many instances, the authorities had to send out human runners, people running to relay information to where it was needed. So there we were in the 21st century using human runners. It's unacceptable. And I remember touring the damage and viewing the ash and the rubble just in this one little town called Julian, where buildings once stood and lush landscape turned into desolation. And we know if we were able to communicate better, we could have saved some of that. And then in 2007, we had made some progress. We had gotten some funding for interoperable communications. And we saw improved communications. But I'm here today because that is not enough. We have much more to do. And this bill is the answer. Again, I have to say to the people from New York, I'm so proud of the two senators, my friends, my dear colleagues who are here. They're basically saying, come on, this was recommended before. So whether you're fighting some kind of an emergency in open areas where a fire is imperiling, the environment and then the homes nearby, or it's in urban areas where you're trying to get a hold of a situation like they did after that tragedy in 9/11 that we'll never forget. The emergency folks have to talk to one another, and it's got to be seamless, it's got to be efficient and reliable. So I'm so proud. I'm really looking forward to getting this done.